Namaste, welcome back to the mat. Today our practice is going to focus on opening up the side waist. If you do have a yoga block handy, you may want to grab that, or even a book or anything that you might need to help elevate the floor and bring it to you. Let's begin in child's pose. Finding a comfortable child's pose in your body for your practice today, whether knees are wide or a little bit more narrow. Allowing the head to rest comfortably on a block, a pillow, or the floor, and just begin to come to your natural breath. Just notice the direction of the breath, if it feels a little more shallow or kind of top heavy. And then we're going to work on trying to expand the breath into the back and side ribs. So as you inhale, drawing the breath in, let the belly press out and feel the side ribs expand. Feel some elevation or floating in the back ribs as well. And then as you exhale, let everything soften. Let the belly draw in, let the navel draw in. And then continuing breathing, drawing the breath down and out, expanding through the side ribs. And as you soften and exhale, everything comes back into its original position. Sealing the lips now, drawing the breath in and out through the nose only. And just begin by simply walking the fingertips over toward the left side of the mat, extending the right middle finger just a hair longer as you press the hips off to the right. Feel an opening or a lengthening through the right side body, but still trying to maintain some length through the left side ribs as well. So not contracting through the left side body, but maintaining some length. And then feel some hollowing out of that right armpit. So you feel that stretching sensation right along these serratus muscles along the rib cage. Breathe in here, drawing the breath to the back and side ribs. And breathe out, softening everything. 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slow and controlled breathing in your practice today. Last full breath. And soften as you breathe out. Just simply walk the hands through center and take the fingertips now to the right side of the mat, pressing the hips to the left. Gently extend that left middle finger even just a millimeter beyond the right. Feel some expansion through both side waists, and feel a hollowing out or a heaviness through the left armpit, left tricep. Letting the head rest on the mat or block. Breathe in, side and back ribs. Find expansion. Soften, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more full breath, expanding through the back and side ribs. Maybe pressing the hips to the left 1 more tiny inch. And the completion of your next breath, full exhalation. Come back through center. Walking the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Just take a few rounds of cat and cow on your own, manipulating the spine, warming up the body. Allowing the postures to be as small or as generous as feels appropriate for you, working through the spine. Taking just a few more breaths on your own, in your own space, on your mat, just awakening the spine and the back body, opening up through the front body. And then when you're ready, come to a neutral supported spine. Bringing the right arm forward, thumb up, pinky down. Look underneath the right armpit. Begin to twist open the right side of the rib cage and take a breath here. Draw the left shoulder down away from your ears. Take another full breath in. Soften, take a breath out. As you inhale, reach the arm up, 2 arms reaching in opposition. And as you exhale, thread the needle. Right hand comes underneath, right shoulder comes down, right temple comes down. Taking any expression of this posture, just feeling that nice shoulder stretch. I'm leaning away just ever so slightly from my right palm. So I feel the scapula, the shoulder blades along my back, specifically the right side, start to broaden. No undue tension in the neck or shoulders. Take another full round of breath, and then we'll meet back in that tabletop posture, both hands underneath the shoulders, and then continuing with that cat and cow flow. Dropping the belly, wagging the tail, spending as much time in each posture, maybe a few extra breath in cow and a few extra breath in cat. Just kind of washing away any undue tension, even checking in with the head, neck, and shoulders. And then meeting when you're ready in that neutral supported spine. This time the left arm will reach forward, thumb up, pinky down. Notice I'm supporting the torso. My right shoulder's not kind of dumping or creeping up toward my ear. So feeling that serratus, those armpit muscles draw back. And then begin to look under the left armpit. As you continue to lift under, twist the left side of the body toward the left side of the mat. And you feel that twist from the thoracic spine. And take another full breath in here. Continue to draw the right shoulder down away from the ears. Think length in both side waist. On your next inhalation, lift the left arm up, big two wings in opposition. And now thread the needle. Left shoulder comes down, left palm, left ear, taking your expression. I like to use my right fingertips kind of as a guide as I press gently away from my left palm, opening the shoulder blades along the back. Finding that nice, slow, controlled breath, even breathing in expansive breath through the back and side ribs in this posture. Take another full round of breath. And at the end of your exhalation, we'll meet back in that tabletop posture. Hands and knees, taking a few rounds of cat and cow, just kind of washing that little shoulder stretch away. We're going to come to a hovering table. So making sure that you're stacking your joints, shoulders over a wrist, knees underneath the hips, and tuck the toes. Hovering the knees about an inch, feel the belly pull in. Breathing here into the back and side ribs, gazing down just a little bit forward, about maybe 6 or 8 inches forward of your fingertips so that the neck stays in a line. So feeling the hip points hug in, feeling the spine supported. Taking another round of breath here. And as you exhale, lift the hips up and back and find downward facing dog. Adjust as necessary, bending the knees really generously for this first downward facing dog. And take about 5 to 10 breaths in your own space, just pedaling it out, kind of exploring your down dog. Maybe that means lifting a leg, and then the other leg, finding that kind of front leg tissue stretch, feeling your down dog, breathing in and out. Shaking out the head and neck. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to find ourselves in a forward fold at the back of the mat. So generously bending the knees, placing the belly on the thighs, maybe just wagging the tail. You can grab opposite elbows if that feels comfortable. Today for your practice, you can just let the shoulders round forward and hang and feel heavy. And then as you stand in this forward fold, take a big deep bend through the right knee and start to straighten the left leg. So I want you to feel both hips draw back and begin to twist ever so slightly toward the left, feeling this whole outer left leg tissue start to stretch. Maybe looking toward the left or continuing to look down toward the toes. Taking another breath here and exhale, find that forward fold again. Neutralize the hips. Feel them nice and even. And then when you're ready, take a really generous bend in the left knee. Begin to straighten the right leg and just ever so gently start to twist the torso and head, all kind of moving in one line toward the right. Fingertips maybe down to support on the mat, maybe at the hip, maybe supporting the low back. Taking another breath here. And then as you exhale, hands come back down. Walk back to downward facing dog. This time just to walk toward the top of the mat. I like to always begin with my feet about hip distance apart because that works for my body. But if big toes together or another variation works for you, by all means, take that posture. When you're ready, press down to the feet, round the spine, roll all the way up, meet the fingertips up overhead, and then bring the right hand down, lift up through the left fingertips and find a little side stretch. We'll stay here for an extra breath. And as you exhale, soften. The inhales bring you back to center. Both arms reach. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches. Taking another full round of breath in this side stretch. Inhale, arms lift. Turn the palms away from you and make fists. Begin to draw the elbows down so you feel almost like the biceps are working. Drawing the elbows down to the side ribs, lift up through the chest and heart and breathe. There's a little bit of back bend, but really squeeze the shoulder blades together along the back. Take another full round of breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Still gazing toward the top, and exhale, find a swan dive or forward fold through heart center. Halfway lift on the inhale. As you exhale, plant the hand, step the left foot back and find runner's lunge. Just find this posture and find some movement. Allow it to feel good in your body. Maybe you rock back and forth. As you bend and straighten the legs, just taking a few moments. Again, if you need to bring the floor to you, hands are on blocks or books or soup cans or whatever you have at home. Nice. Finding one breath in stillness, look forward. Draw the heart through the plane of the shoulders. Plant the hand, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come high on the toes, look forward, plank wave forward to a plank and hold. Either drop to the knees, but we're lowering all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes, inhale, baby cobra. Breathe, find length through the neck. Draw the elbows back, feel the triceps working. As you exhale, chin comes to the floor, press the hips to the heels, child's pose. Stay for a breath. When you're ready, downward facing dog. And we're gonna lift the right leg, really lift it. Finding all that front leg tissue, maybe opening the hip. And we're gonna plank wave forward, bring the right knee toward the tricep, look toward to the top of the mat, step the right foot. Find that runner's lunge again. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot up to meet the right forward fold. Root down, rise up, press down to the feet, ragdoll all the way up, reach the arms overhead. Take that side bend, right hand down, left arm reaches, breathe. Inhale, come through center. Left hand down, right arm reaches. Deep breath. Inhale through center. Exhale, turn the palms away. Make fists and draw the heart up, drawing the elbows down really close to the side ribs as if you were trying to touch the elbows behind the back. Take another full breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen, and look forward to prepare the spine. And as the hands down, as we exhale, step the right foot back. Find that runner's lunge. Maybe you take it a little wider. Sometimes I like to wiggle my left foot a little wider to have room for my hips, just depending on how I'm feeling this morning. Just continuing to warm up the body with the breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Plant the hand, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Taking a full round of breath. When you breathe in, bring the left leg up. Open up the left hip, feel that nice front leg tissue stretch. And we'll round the spine on our exhale, bring the left knee in toward the left tricep, look forward to the top of the mat. And step the left foot forward. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Good, exhale, step the right foot up to meet it. Halfway lift, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, root down, rise up. Reach the arms overhead and hands in heart center. Beautiful. Look down at the feet, cross the left ankle in front of the right so that those pinky toes line up. We're gonna take the arms up overhead and grab the left wrist, leaning up and over to the right. Breathe here. Finding that side body stretch. Inhale through center, uncross the legs. Cross the right ankle in front of the left, keeping the hips square toward the top of the mat. Bring the arms up, grabbing the right wrist. Open and expand, breathing into the right side waist and ribs. Beautiful. Inhale, come through center. Reach the arms up overhead as you inhale, and exhale, find a forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Hands down, going through plank, maybe chaturanga, or lowering all the way down to the floor. Upward facing dog or low cobra to downward facing dog and breathe. We'll try a few more of those chaturangas if you'd like. Inhale high up on the toes, look forward to plank, either to the knees, hug the elbows in, look forward, strong plank body, upward facing dog to downward facing dog and breathe. One more if you're able, high on the toes, look forward. Maybe full chaturanga, drawing the elbows back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands all the way back to the feet, bending the knees generously. This time, place the right hand on the block or tent the fingers. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, and this time grab the rib cage, twisting toward the left, reaching the left arm up. Taking another full round of breath. Exhale, left hand lowers. Left hand comes underneath the face. Bend the left knee, straighten the right arm, twisting the rib cage. Think of drawing the heart forward and the hips back, long spine as you twist. Right arm lifts. Taking another full round of breath. Exhale, right hand down. Walk back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts when you're ready. Bend the knee, open the hip. Taking another round of breath as you feel that inner right knee lifting high. Feeling that outer left hip drawing back. Out as you exhale, bring the knee into the chest, step it in between the fingertips and wiggle it off to the right. Tent the fingers, look forward, find a strong back left leg. We're gonna reach that right arm forward just like we did when we were in tabletop plank. Thumb up, pinky down, begin to look under the right armpit, continuing to look as you twist the torso. And then when you can't twist any further, keeping the inner thighs hugged in, lift the right arm up, breathe. Drawing the left shoulder down away from the ears, strong through the legs. I'm really light on my left fingertips. So really reach like you mean it all the way through those right fingertips. Taking another breath here. As you exhale, look down, plant the left hand, draw the left knee down. You're gonna pivot on the left knee to find supported side plank. So you can always have the right toes down, feeling that beautiful stretch to the side body, or maybe lifting the right leg, finding this outer legs beginning to work and strengthen. Drawing the tailbone down as if it was reaching toward the right heel. Take another breath here. Nice, right toes are gonna come down, turning forward toward the long edge of the mat. Come up onto the knee. Left hand lifts as the right leg comes down, finding that nice side body stretch. Taking a round of breath here. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. The exhale will cartwheel your hands down to the top of the mat, pivoting on the left knee, right toes tuck and left toes tuck, finding downward facing dog. Bringing the feet together, lifting the left leg, opening the left hip, maybe bending the left knee, feeling the inner left knee begin to draw forward or draw up. Breathing, drawing the outer right hip back. Then squaring the hips, bringing the left knee into the chest, stepping it up by the left foot, wiggling it just a little bit wider. Come to the fingertips and find runner's lunge. So strong back right leg. Feel this outer left hug in, and there's this kind of hugging in sensation from the inner thighs. You feel the left inner thigh draw forward. Bring the left arm forward with the left thumb up and the pinky down, like you're shaking someone's hand. Begin to look under the left armpit. Twist the torso to the left. Think length first, so draw the heart forward, big long spine, and eventually lifting that left arm all the way up. Breathing here, revolved. Crescent lunge, breathe in. Breathe out. Keep hugging the inner thighs together, pulling the belly off the thighs. One more full breath. As you exhale, look down at the right hand, plant the right hand. Right knee lowers, pivoting on the right knee. Left leg goes long or maybe floats to supported side plank. No sides are the same, so playing around with the variations, what feels appropriate in your body, where your balance is today. No, it's all okay. The left toes will eventually lower and turn toward the long side of the mat. Lifting the left arm up, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears.
Come up to a T to gate posture, and then let the left hand lower down the thigh, lift up through the right fingertips. Taking a breath in here. Think of squeezing the glutes, slightly pressing the hips forward. One more full deep breath in. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. We're gonna add on from there, right leg lifts, big inhale. Exhale, right foot steps up toward the right thumb, wiggle it just a little bit wider. Press down to the feet, inhale, come all the way up, crescent lunge. Breathe, think of pulling the front ribs in slightly so that the shoulders are stacked above the hips, and then really reach through the fingertips, finding some broadness through the shoulder blades along the back. Feel the side ribs lengthen. Taking another round of breath. We're gonna open this into warrior two, so the back left heel will ground. I'm finding this very long, wide stance, turning my hips toward the long side of the mat. I'm feeling my chest and hips facing in the same direction. Reaching the arms straight up overhead, that's gonna give me a lot of length through the side waist. From there, open the arms to a T and imagine you're opening them from the shoulders and not from the arms, so really strong. Then feel the right inner thigh draw forward, making this U shape of energy, and the right outer hip draw back. Warrior two. Maybe gazing long over that right middle finger. Think of hugging the shoulder blades in together slightly so that the arms just aren't hanging as dead weight. Really strong, hugging muscle to bone. Okay, we're gonna exalt, tip the right palm, extend as you breathe in, and then straighten the right leg. Make sure those back left toes are turned in quite a bit. We're gonna come into triangle pose. So you wanna feel that left hip kind of rolling forward and down. Reach long through the side waist and bring the right hand down. So arm light through my right fingertips if possible, not ever putting pressure on the knee, lifting the left arm up. Think of lengthening the side waist. So sometimes I like to put my hand right on top of my left rib cage and feel that little tiny pressure allows me to lengthen through the bottom right waist. Left arm lifts. Maybe the gaze is at the left thumb. Maybe it's down toward the floor. Taking another full round of breath here. Stay for the exhale. Feel a hugging in sensation, really strong back left leg. Maybe you can even float the right arm in space with that supported core, that spine, that transverse abdominis layer really hugging in to support. Taking another round of breath. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Think vinyasa or skip it, never adding too much. If you need a break, child's pose is always there. Downward facing dog is the meeting point. Taking a full breath in and a full breath out. Take notice of the heels in your down dog and see if they disappear. So you want this slight internal rotation as the inner thighs lift up and back, and you start to feel even the sits bones widen. And then notice the shoulders, are they kind of pinching along the back? See if you can hug the triceps down, really broadening the shoulder blades. Left leg lifts when you're ready. Bending the knee, opening the hip. Nice, and then stepping it through toward that left thumb, wiggling it a little wider, coming all the way up, high crescent. Feeling the length, again, mid-ribs pull in. Hands are straight up overhead, so you find that big reach and length through both side ribs, and then maybe the arms come slightly forward, and the pinky fingers turn in. So I feel this broadening along the back. Maybe there's a soft bend in my right knee that's gonna help give a little bit of relief to the low back. And breathe. Working with balance. If the balance is a little off, you can take the feet just a little bit wider. For me, my balance is not working today. Beautiful. We're gonna ground the back right heel. So you'll see this from the front view and find warrior two. My right toes are turned in quite a bit. I've got this nice long stance, and I'm gonna turn my hips and my chest toward my long side of the mat to the best of my ability. Rolling the shoulders up and down the back, reaching the fingertips up, which is gonna provide this length, this reaching up through both sideways, so I'm not just kind of dumping in my low core. So big reach up, good, and then Think of drawing the left inner thigh forward, pulling the outer left hip back, and arms come to a T, strong arms. Breathe here. Feel that broadness through the back body. Strong arms, there's almost this hugging in as you think of hugging in the arm bones to the shoulders so that they aren't just hanging out there in space. Strong legs, maybe you can bend in just a little bit more. You are so strong. Shaking with strength maybe as you tip the left palm, exalt, lifting the left arm up, straightening the left leg. I'm gonna shorten my stance ever so slightly and turn my right toes in so I feel my right hip internally rotate. That allows this left hip to draw back. With a soft bend in my knees, I'm gonna reach really long through the side ribs, finding triangle pose. I always like to check in. Touching your own body is beautiful, saying, where is my body in space? Is my core engaged? Do I have length through both side waists? Am I putting too much pressure on this left arm? Maybe I can float it in space. Think of really reaching up through the right fingertips and then breathe, always coming back to the breath. These are beautiful last few standing postures. Pulling the belly in, lengthening, maybe just finding an inch more length. Gazing down. On your next exhalation, cartwheel the hands down. Maybe you take that last vinyasa or skip it or straight to child's pose. Really nicely done. Big breath in and big breath out. Slowing the breath down. Maybe even beginning to elongate the exhale. And then walking the hands to the left side of the mat. Let's take that side stretch again. Notice any difference in length as you press the hips off to the right. Couple slow rounds of breath. And then walking the hands in through center, take the side stretch. Hands to the right, hips to the left, breathing into the left side waist. Beautiful job. Coming in through center, finding your way onto your back, however feels comfortable. Lying onto your back with your knees bent, let's go ahead and take thread the needle. Taking the right ankle across the left thigh, this may be enough of a hip stretch for you. And if you're wanting a little more, just gently bring this shape in toward the chest, reaching for a piece of the back of the left hamstring, maybe even using that right elbow to give the right thigh a little nudge, a little external rotation. Relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders, just breathe deeply. Softening the shoulders, softening the hips. Relaxing as much of the rest of the body as possible. Slowing down the breath. Just a gentle stretch. Take another breath or two, and we'll simply switch shapes. Both feet will come down, knees are bent, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh this time, noticing if this is enough for your left hip, and the sides may be different and it may feel different each time you come to your mat. And if you're wanting a little more, bringing that shape into the chest, reaching for a piece of that right hamstring, back of the right thigh, getting a little outer left hip sensation. Slow, deep, diaphragmatic breath, relaxing the shoulders, feeling the groundingness of the ribs against the earth. Taking another breath or two.
At the end of your next exhalation, go ahead and release the feet back down to the mat and wiggle them long, so the legs are long and the feet are wide toward the edges of the mat. Just go ahead and have the hands down by the sides. From here, I want you to bring your right leg to the left side of the mat, so the right and left heels are touching, and then sweep the arms up overhead, reaching for the right wrist. This may be enough as you feel that stretching sensation along the right side of the body, and if you're wanting a little more, I want you to begin to inch. As I lift and kind of lower, I'm inching my upper body over toward the left side of my mat. So I'm making a crescent moon shape with my body, feeling the stretch all along the entire outer right side, all the way down the outer right thigh. Maybe even reaching, maybe activating this for just a few moments, reaching through the right fingertips and right heel. And then practicing again that softening, that deep diaphragmatic breath. Breathing in, belly rises. Breathing out, belly falls. Do 4 more deep breaths just like that. Breathing in, belly rising. And breathing out, belly falling. As we soften through our breath, giving the opportunity for the tissues to change shape, to elongate, to make space. A couple more breaths. At the end of your next exhalation, just being mindful that you're in this kind of C-shaped curve. So releasing the bind of the arms, using the support to bring the torso into the center, and letting the legs come back out wide now to the edges of the mat. We'll set it up for the second side, maybe even rock your hips a few times. Bringing the left heel over to meet the right. So both of my heels are on the right side of my mat, sweeping the arms up overhead. This may be enough, and if I'm wanting a little more, just lifting up the upper body. As you notice, I just kind of inch my shoulders till I decide that I've met kind of the end of that stretching sensation as I make this C-shaped curve, now elongating the entire left side of my body. I can maybe reach a little longer through my left fingertips and my left toes, and then right away come into that deep diaphragmatic breath, allowing the belly to rise and fall. And taking 3 or 4 more breaths in this position, softening the head, neck, and shoulders, relaxing even through the right side waist, relaxing through the hips. 2 more breaths. And then in a comfortable way, bringing everything back into center, bringing the hips to the center of the mat, the shoulders to the center of the mat, relaxing the hands down by the sides. Continue with that deep diaphragmatic breath. We'll take 10 breaths together. Breathing in, belly rise. Breathing out, belly falling. Breathing in, belly rising. And breathing out, belly falling. Breathing in, belly rising. Breathing out, belly falling, and so on and so forth. Completing 10 full, complete rounds together. Breathing, belly rising. Breathing out, belly falling. Breathing in, allowing the belly to rise. Breathing out, allowing the belly to fall. Breathing in, breathing out. Last couple. Beautiful work. Finding this sense of gratitude before we bring any movement into the body. Allowing the eye gaze to gently flutter open if the eyes were closed. Maybe recreating that morning stretch, feeling all that length you've created in the side waist. Using your hands or in any way that feels comfortable, pressing your body up to seated. In any comfortable seated posture, finding that nice long spine. Just gently bring your hands in prayer at the center of your heart, bowing in gratitude for this ancient practice, for this opportunity to reconnect with yourself and to slow down. Bowing the head, namaste.